Hello, YouTube. It's me, John Avenger, once again, and welcome to Guns Galore Month. Yes, every movie I'm reviewing this month is going to be with guns in it, whether they're muskets or machine guns or laser guns or whatever. If it has a gun as a main weapon in the movie, even if it's just used in one scene, it counts. Now, we're starting with a real doozy this time. It's from 2014. It's an action, badass crime thriller starring the one and only Keanu Reeves. Yes, this is not The Matrix. This is his other franchise that's very profitable and badass, I must say. John Wick, the first one. I reviewed the sequels already, so it's time to get through the first one. Now, I saw this movie a couple years ago, like a year after it came out in theaters on cable. It's badass. This movie's freaking awesome. I don't know what it is, but this cover, not the Blu-ray cover, but whenever I see this cover, I want a cheeseburger. I don't know what it is. I guess because this movie's so American, it's badass, and I just want to just bite into something that guys usually eat. Anyway, cinema's next great badass is here. Absolutely. Let me read the synopsis. When sadistic young thugs senselessly attack John Wick, a brilliantly lethal ex-assassin, yeah, they killed his wife, and then his wife sends him a present of a little puppy dog, and then they killed it off screen, which is really sad. But he gets revenge on them. Well, let's continue. They have no idea that they're just awakened the boogeyman. Yeah, a retired assassin that kicks ass more than Neo in the Matrix. With New York City as his bullet-ridden playground, yeah, New York, Wick embarks on a merciless rampage. Yeah, merciless indeed, hunting down his adversaries with the skill and ruthlessness that made him an underworld legend. That's pretty much it. Yeah, and this movie has a lot of familiar faces in it. Besides Keanu Reeves, you got John Leguizamo. He's in the film briefly. You got Michael Nyqvist. May he rest in peace. He's the Swedish guy that was in Abduction and Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. You have Adrian Palicki. This is what she did after G.I. Joe Retaliation. It's a gorgeous assassin that goes after John. Yes, he's willing to fight a woman too. See, bear with it. You got Bridget Monahan. She's the wife in the flashbacks. A gorgeous woman that I love watching. She has dark hair, a lovely face, and really has good chemistry with the scenes that she was in with Keanu Reeves. You have Ian McShane, who's like he's set up for the sequels more than in this one. Dean Winters is in it, and Willem Dafoe. So it's got a hell of a cast, not just a bunch of foreigners. Directed by Chad Stahelski. He also did Deadpool 2. And this movie like is just what I love about this film is the action. This film is only 101 minutes, not 2.5 hours. It doesn't waste your time with too much exposition. They just say John Wick is deadly and he's going to come after us. And boy, does he do! He shoots a gun like this, like this. He can literally like turn the gun like sideways and shoot you, and it's badass and so frenetic. Like the action in this movie is some of the most frenetic, crazy freaking action sequences I've seen, and it doesn't shake the camera. You can see everything that's going on. I get why people are into this franchise, and it's neo noir, which means it looks like one of the film noirs from back in the 40s, but with a lot of color and bright, neon lights and all that. It's awesome. It gives a lot of atmosphere. Chad Stahelski, yeah, he did the first one, yeah, and along with David Leitch, who I think he did Deadpool too. Um, This guy just is knocking him out of the park. Yeah, no, he was one of the co-directors with the director of Deadpool 2. He also did John Wick 2 and 3, which are also pretty badass. But you've seen the reviews on my channel. This is the original. I think it's the best one so far because it's the original, and you get to see what John Wick is all about. Keanu Reeves' freaking screen presence and his black suit and his beard and the fact that he can speak other languages and does it in a badass way. This guy did also second unit director for Captain America Civil War, one of the best MCU movies sequels of all freaking time, guys. Yeah, right up there with Infinity War, Age of Ultron, Endgame, a lot of freaking movies. And he also, yeah, he was the stunt coordinator for Birds of Prey, but this is the thing here. This movie was a success. Birds of Prey was not. Oh, John, you're just a butthurt DC fanboy. I saw Suicide Squad, guys. I saw it in theaters, and I was not impressed by Margot Robbie. This movie cost 20 to 30 million dollar budget for the production. 86 million. Granted, that's a little bit low for back then in 2014, but adjusting for inflation, this made a shit ton of money on the budget it had. It wasn't Joker numbers, but it still made a lot. They released this in October. This should have been a summer release, just like the sequels. Well, the second one was a winter release. The third one was in the summer, but you know what I mean. Earlier, because it had the same problem making money that Blade Runner 2049 did. That it was released at the wrong time. But what we got, freaking awesome. And no, it's not because a bunch of those glasses wearing idiots that are on YouTube. You know who you are. I don't have to say your names because you're banned from my freaking channel. I don't like this just because it was popular and R-rated. I like it because Keanu Reeves is badass. It's brought him back into the mainstream. Thanks to that, he got Toy Story 4 and all these sequels. And, he's going to be in the SpongeBob movie if that gets released this year. Sponge Out of Water. I mean, a Sponge on the Run. And yeah, the movie's awesome. It's fast paced. It's frenetic. The action sequences when he's doing flips and shit. It's very R rated. Do not let your kids watch this. This is like if Grand Theft Auto and Hitman was actually made into an R rated movie with a guy we actually care about. John Wick is one of the most badass anti-heroes because he's not doing this for fame and fortune. He's doing this to make a point, just like I did with my video yesterday. And like the film looks great. Chad Stahelski knows how to shoot a freaking movie. It looks like a real film. It doesn't look like a bad CGI fest. There's some CGI blood. Okay, there is. Like when he's shooting people, blah, blah, like that scene in the dance club that he's shooting people. I'm like, yeah, there's like puffs of blood, CGI blood, but it's not as bad as the 300 films. That looks like a bad video game. Here, this looks way better. It's like a puff of smoke. It's like, and it just looks great. And the film is 10 times better than any of the Taken sequels. I've seen them both, so I can tell you that much. That's another movie I got to review. It's fun to watch. It's for adults, so there's nothing for for kids. It says strong and bloody violence. Damn right, it's definitely that. Language and brief drug use, because people are on drugs in this movie. It's an R-rated movie. Influences. Let's see. He said he had influence of John Wick, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I still need to see that. Point Blank, and Le Cercle Rouge, and The Killer from 1989. I think that was that the John Woo movie? Yeah, with Chow Yun Fat. See, inspiration, but he's not stealing ideas like freaking uh, other people like J.J. Abrams. He can't even make his own freaking movie that's original. He has to steal from Spielberg or from George Lucas or from freaking even from other people that he's worked with. Yeah, influence and stealing are two different things, guys. But if you haven't seen this movie, please do. This is essential for action film junkies like myself. And the story's simple. Not every story needs to be some complex philosophical thing like a Christopher Nolan movie or Denis Villeneuve, who knows how to do that very well. Sometimes I don't want to think. I want to see action. And this is action in a nutshell. Rotten Tomatoes, certified fresh. You damn skippy hippie. Because, like I said, this movie. Wait a minute. The film's highest grossing debuts were in France, Australia, which had a horrible year, Thailand, Mexico, and the United Arab Emirates, because it's dark but it's not brooding. You're not seeing John Wick. Yeah, he does cry and he feels emotion. He's not a robot, but he does what he does, and he does it well. Keanu's acting is awesome in this movie. Let's read it. Let me read this critical reception, which is right on the money. I could not disagree if I tried. John Wick earned a positive reception upon release, attaining praise for the action sequences. Yes. Direction. Yes. Visual style. Yes and yes. Pacing and the performances of the cast, especially Keanu Reeves as John Wick. Yes on all counts. This is the near perfect R-rated action movie. Except for I think the villain is kind of weak. That Russian guy that kills his dog. I'm like, yeah, he's not really that threatening. I could kick that guy's ass in 5 seconds if I learned boxing or MMA fighting. It says stylish, thrilling, and giggly kinetic or frenetic, as I say. John Wick serves as a satisfying return to action for Keanu Reeves and what looks like it could be the first of a franchise. Yeah, Two sequels later, and this franchise is still going. There's plans to do a fourth one. I hope it doesn't get pushed. Please let this happen because I want to see more John Wick. Just him being him. Parabellum was freaking awesome. I was like, oh wow, an action movie starring a man that has no political agendas. Hmm. And people wonder why the action film starring women did bad last year in November and December. Because we don't care what the gender is. We want badass characters that don't have superpowers. So, fuck you, hobo with a stick or hobo with a lightsaber, because you're dead. You're done. People forgot about you. This character is still going strong. And I would love to cosplay as John Wick at a Comic Con or just whatever, because he's just so awesome. And yeah, and the thing is, it doesn't hold your hand. The movie just, it's badass, it's fast paced, it doesn't take too long. It's not a 2 hour movie, which is great because the sequels are much longer. And yeah, it set up a really good character. That's what is missing in action movies today, where you know, for every Bad Boys 3, we have a freaking a rhythm section, which didn't work. Or we have a Harley Quinn, which people said it did work, but the tone was all over the place. And again, big difference. R rated, earned it. It's bloody and it's not a cartoon with people licking faces and all that. It's stupid. Um, and that's the thing that, you know, that movie should have been a Harley Quinn movie. Let's not shoehorn in characters that don't need to be there. Um, Let me see here. Birds of Prey. Yeah, this movie still hasn't made its budget back. $201 million. 86 with that doesn't even include, you know, what it made if you adjust it for inflation. In the U.S., This made 84 million in the U.S. Oh, coronavirus killed it. No, it wasn't that. It's because it wasn't good as good as Suicide Squad to some people. This made 86, right? Well, but still, again, it's a better freaking movie. This is what I call an action movie, not a bunch of rainbow colored bullshit, pandering, man bashing, cartoonish Joel Schumacher bullshit. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Well, when someone's licking a character in the face and it's not a parody, it's not a cartoon, and it's not like some kind of like erotic thriller, then you know you screwed up. Plus, Birds of Prey will never get a sequel. This will. This will get another one. Hopefully they ended with 4 and I wanted to go on to 10 movies. This isn't Fast and the Furious where it dumbs down every sequel. No, it gets darker, more badass, and it has the same actor lead that we have that from the beginning. And that's why the movie works. There are flaws, like I said. The villain is not very interesting. And some actors kind of get underused, like Bridget Monahan. But it when you remember this movie, the things, the action, you will remember it. Harley Quinn, it got lucky, but it didn't make as much. Even reception wise, it didn't get it like 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. This got an 80 something or 75, right? Let me see. Yeah, it works. And there's a reason why this movie got 2 sequels. It didn't take 10 years to do that. And I'm glad that the movies are still in the memories of the subconscious of people. Because again, you know, these movies, yeah, 86%. 86. And everything they said, I agree with. With Harley Quinn, it's like, oh, it's a stupid cartoon, which is not for me. With an actress I don't like. Just gotta, just got a 78%. Again, my man beats your freaking crazy lady anytime. And I'm not trying to be sexist here, guys. I will review movies with women too this month. I'm reviewing Bumblebee later this month. That has a female star. But that also has some problems. But I'll get to that. This movie's awesome. See it. If you've never seen the first one, it's a good start. It's freaking awesome, badass. Love the look of the movie. It doesn't hold your hand. It doesn't pander. It's what it is, and it's freaking amazing. And for guys, This is like one of the best franchises to come out that's not a superhero movie or a comic book movie or a watered down PG-13 movie like Bloodshot. Yeah, I went there. Because, come on, you can do better than that. This is R, and it did not apologize for it. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care, and I'll see you in the next review.